Slacktail Squad, assemble.
Hey there, members of the great Slaptail Nation.
Oh no,
it
you
is
have an
I,
intro song?
the Beef Man, coming to you from the Beaver Den. And, yeah, I'm pretty well trimmed down below. Just throwing that out there.
I'm not. I'm getting my
If
winter
you're
coat.
listening, yeah, you are. If you're listening to this, you're a member of the great Slaptail Nation, and I just want to say thank you for listening. You know, this isn't a big podcast, but I'm very appreciative to those who listen to my various rantings, my ravings. But as you all know, I am the Beef Man, and I am the master of my own universe, and you are my nation, my great nation, my great army. By the way, today is the Army-Navy game. It will already be over by the time you all listen to this podcast, but I'm going to assume that Army has won. So go Army. And yeah, thanks for being here.
Ronz,
and with me
can
today
you be a little
is
more squeaky? I'm hearing.
I know he's squeaking.
I'm
he's
sorry.
I
I'm
think he's
taking
playing,
off all my.
He's like playing with Velcro, doing all kinds of other stuff.
Velcro.
What are you taking off, Ronz?
Yeah, I'm taking off the strap on that I wear all night.
He's taking off the strap on.
Yeah, the strap on. Big shout out to you guys.
Why?
You know, go Army and Navy, whoever team you root for. I'm not a big fan
Army.
of the football game,
Army.
but
Army.
Also,
I am also not a fan of football, but I watched the Army-Navy game.
Now, is it because you are loyal to the Army because you were in the Army? Is that the only reason?
Well, duh.
Yes, and I'd like them to beat Navy, yes.
I don't know how Navy has a good team when they're always at sea.
They probably have more time to practice.
Well, one long...
And besides, you know that the people who play for those teams are in the academies.
Agreed.
So it's not like they're actually serving full time.
They have plenty of time to play football.
Yeah, they play football.
Well, they also have to maintain a strict GPA average.
Yeah, they probably take class.
Yeah, so not only do they have to maintain a strict GPA, they have to maintain a strict GPA average, which is we all know is grade point average.
Average.
It's
like a bobo.
A bobo.
Bow staff. Oh. You know.
Oh, please.
Please.
That makes me cringe.
I know because we have like a boatload of gangs in this school. Some of them are trying to recruit me. I'm pretty good with a bow staff.
Yeah.
So anyway, my number 2's here with me, the Ronz.
Hey. And a big shout out to Shelby, who says she's going to listen to our podcast as soon as she can remember.
Who the fuck is Shelby, and why do we care? Who is Shelby, and why do we care?
Shelby is a
person he
woman
met
going to college.
Is that the name of your thumb?
Becoming a pilot, or so she's. I met her from Canada. You don't know her.
Is Shelby the name of your thumb?
Yeah.
However, Shelby's in a very dark place right now.
No. I said that I do a podcast, and she goes, "I'll listen to it." I'm like, "Okay," and she couldn't remember the name, so I said I would friend her on our Facebook and give a shout out to her, possibly.
Or you could always just send her the link.
I could do that too.
That's also
with your grammatical errors in it.
Yeah, a lot of grammatical errors in there. You're absolutely right. So I figured pretty much.
All right. Well then, big shout out to Shelby, which is incidentally the name of Ron's thumb as well.
Could definitely be.
I haven't.
And also with us is the Swan, and Swan is in the new. What are you going to call it? The Beaver Nook.
The Beaver Nook, yeah, the freshly painted.
The Beaver Crevasse.
Yeah.
Beaver Crevasse.
Not quite cluttered yet.
Uh-oh.
Because you know how I am. Yeah.
You briefly froze there. I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said I'm in the freshly painted, refreshed, new and improved, not cluttered yet Beaver Nook. Ooh, look at me.
Oh
look
my
at
God.
me.
Look at
Not
me.
today.
Look
Not
at me.
today.
Not
Not
today,
today.
friends.
Not today.
Ronz has a
it's
very
only-
important thing going
It's
on.
only it's only every podcast. That's okay. Look at
Ronz,
me.
do you want to tell us
Look
a
at
little bit about
me.
what's going on right now and
Yeah,
how
you
you're
know
a little
what?
bit
Yeah,
mad?
thanks, Swan. No, I'm not. Yeah, I will. Now, I started out the day with good intentions and everything. However,
Got up
Hey,
and did
with
your
your thumb,
daily daily affirmations and
yeah,
spanked
my
one
daily
out.
affirmations.
I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And gosh darn it, people like me.
People like me, yeah. So anyway, what happened was, for the longest time, we needed a new fridge, so we finally saved up the money. We went to a certain place. We won't mention it.
Does it rhyme with just guy?
French fry.
French fry?
No, it doesn't. Anyway,
Just fly?
not even.
Oh,
So
okay.
we had two models in mind. The other model Carrie didn't get. She got the second one. I'm like, okay. My beautiful wife wanted that. She took measurements. They said it would fit, and they said she said you'll have to take the doors off to make it fit.
Sidebar.
She was confused.
I have never had to take measurements to see if I would fit.
Yeah.
Awesome. You can throw a hot dog down a tunnel and still call it tight. Fantastic.
Hot dog down a tunnel, Tic Tac down a hallway, whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, she paid for pickup, delivery, and removal. She did not get that. They brung the refrigerator in. They did not take the doors off. They said it wouldn't fit without taking the doors off. They weren't going to remove the old refrigerator because they said they didn't have room. So basically, she paid for a fridge that she's not getting.
So where's the fridge now? In your garage?
On the truck. No, on the truck headed back to wherever.
That's fucking ridiculous.
I worked late, right? And by the time I'd gotten home, these guys were on the truck already moving out. I should have blocked the damn truck.
You should have.
She's upstairs. Like, she's on the phone with customer. She's on the phone with customer representative. She's crying her eyes out. She's upset with the entire ordeal. Right? She doesn't get her fridge that she so desperately wanted. Little things like that. So I'm trying to smooth things over. And they said, we haven't got time to take off the doors. When you pay for a home delivery service, that's when, and they say they haven't got time for a home delivery service. What the fuck?
And also,
are you paying for?
You said they didn't have room for your refrigerator to take it away.
Removal, yeah.
Wait, hold on. If they took a fucking fridge off to bring one into your house, why couldn't they take the one from your house with them? I mean, seems like obvious, like freaking Lego situation.
I said
one comes out, one goes on.
Yeah, and I would, they haven't got time to do whatever it takes. I'm like, really, you haven't got time to do that. Right, and Carrie is on the phone. I'm listening to Carrie on the other end. She's saying, "I paid for this service. You're going to do it." It's like, "Ma'am, it won't fit." And I told Carrie, "Did they try taking off the doors?" No, not at all. I'm like, okay, so they didn't deliver on what they said they were going to do, and you paid X amount of money.
I'm pretty sure I'd argue until I get that shit delivered for free. Like, my money returned. I'll pay for the damn fridge, but since you inconvenienced me, you're going to give me my delivery charge fee back and deliver that shit for free and make it right. Not cool.
Yeah.
Not cool, French fry. Not cool.
There's no pride in your work. There's no being a person of your word. There's no, you know what? The sad thing is they probably got back on the truck and they're like, we showed that bitch.
Well, it didn't help that she was livid yelling. It didn't help that I told I would sit down with her manager and them and they would talk it over with us. Right? Calmer heads need to prevail, but when you've waited so long for said item and they said, okay, this is the way it's going to be. And you're like, okay, I expect that type of service and you don't get it. You've got the right to be pissed.
Exactly. You do have the right to be pissed. So why is it that you're not diming out this place internationally when you can do so?
Because I do not want to get the Slaptail Nation in any kind of lawsuit, matter, or me.
How can I'm pretty freedom of speech lets us talk shit about whatever company
we do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, that what almost happened with the thing I did with the Facebook
that's
page.
Different. That's different.
No, that was copyright infringement, dude.
Yeah.
You're
We can
messing
give
with IP.
Yeah, we can give a review of a service or company. What are those things online?
Well, I
Those
won't say
surveys
that
online?
it rhymes as Loam Depot.
Oh, you're not very good at the rhyming game.
It could be that. It could be Lame Depot.
Lame Depot. Okay, well, we get you.
All right.
Let me ask you this question about Lame Depot.
Did you get your veterans discount?
Did you get... Holy fuck, Swan. I'm talking.
I'm interrupting. That's what I do best.
I said, let me ask you a question, but you didn't.
Anyway, what's the question? And no, I don't. I never even thought to think about a vet.
Oh, no, you do that because then it's 2 vets. And Home Depot is very big on supporting their vets, and they didn't.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah, they give you a 10% discount for being a vet.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there's 2 vets that didn't get their discount. And not only did they not get their discount, they weren't supported. And Home Depot's very big on that. So you might have to call their corporate people.
I think we are. But
because I personally like Home Depot and I've never had a bad experience there. So I wonder, is it a third-party delivery service?
I think it might be.
I bet that's the case. Yeah. So I will not shame them yet. But that's bullshit. The same thing happened to me yesterday. Not the same, not nearly as bad, but we scheduled a service for the boy. To a month and a half ago? You
At
scheduled
least.
this?
Yeah, like beginning of November.
For the boy to get his remote car starter put on his car. And he was supposed to have that done yesterday, so he waited over a month to have that done. And 15 minutes before he was supposed to leave for the appointment, I get a call from them telling me they can't get their software to work to get him to have his car starter put in. And did they call me back the rest of the day to reschedule? No. So now I got to call them.
Yeah, and I know for a fact they're booked out till February. So who the fuck wants a car starter in the spring? You want it when it's fucking cold outside. That's why I ordered it months. Oh yeah. We're gonna argue until they do that. But I'm just saying their next available appointment is at middle to end of February already. So hence the reason why I was trying to be proactive and get it scheduled before Christmas, before it's cold, aka as a Christmas present. So
also known as.
Yeah, good job, Ron.
So take pride and take time. Take the time. Take some pride in your freaking work. Oh, it's paid for, just like your service. It's already paid for.
Yeah.
We already paid. Okay. We paid for the We paid for the product and the installation. All he had to do was show up. He's got all the stuff. He just gives it to them and they put it in.
Oh wow!
Yeah, crazy.
So, forgive me. I thought you were messing with me when you go, I can't see you, and I'm like, I was just livid that he better not.
Thought we were fucking with you? No.
Yes, I did.
Serious.
No. Why would we waste our time? Why would we do that?
Yeah, it's just not been a great start to my morning. All right, it's my only day off, so I got to make sure that. And I'm supposed to be up in GR sometime this afternoon.
Hey, you get a day off? That's pretty awesome. How many days have I been working it? How many days have I been working in a row now?
Probably.
But you work from home, so every day's a day off.
No.
Is it though?
No, you still probably.
Well, you can't go off. Okay, first of all, Swan, the men are talking. You can't go out for a quickie?
No. Why would I do that?
When you work from home, people actually work harder usually if you have a good work ethic. I mean, if you're lazy, then you are lazy just in general, whether you're at work or not at work. But people who actually have a good work ethic work harder and actually probably are more productive at home.
So the Swan doesn't come in with a little nurse outfit going.
The Swan has a job also, Ronz.
Hey. I am trying to get you points here, right? You see that, you might want to have a little time with.
So when you're supposed to be working, you should be working. That's what you're getting paid for. I'm getting paid to work. I'm not getting paid to fuck around.
Well, aren't you a nurse that has to examine anatomy?
My patients are on the computer. Why would I be fucking around? Why would I take this great opportunity that I have and have any type of dereliction of my duties? Why, Ronz? Why would I do
dereliction.
That? Why would I do that? I'm thankful for what I have. Maybe you should be thankful for what you have, Ronz.
I do.
That just means that when you're at work, you fuck around and don't do your goddamn job.
Oh, like hell, I don't.
Stop not doing your goddamn job, Ronz.
He's in the
It's because
bathroom.
it's because of you that the freaking production and the shipping is such a fucking mess right now, and everything's so fucking slow. Why is it taking so long for us to get packages, Ronz?
He's in the bathroom with Shelby. His thumb.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa.
No. That would be because of the shipping containers out west.
No. I ordered a freaking Christmas present, Ronz. November, what did I say? November 26th or something? Motherfucker's still not here. I just looked it up in tracking. It says shipping label created, awaiting item. It's in fucking Kenilworth, New Jersey. Where the hell is that anyway? Kenilworth, New Jersey. Can you get my package, Ronz? Jeez.
Yeah, Ronz. What the fuck, Ronz?
Yeah.
Well, I could if you shipped it through the certain company I work for.
I feel like it probably is coming through your certain
Dead
company. Dead
T-Rex?
T-Rex.
What up with T-Rex?
T-Rex.
Yeah, I doubt if I have any pull whatsoever.
Like, find my fucking package.
Yeah, find her fucking package.
Yeah.
What did you order?
I can't tell you. I mean, I can tell you because it's not for you, but I ordered a very cool special present for my running buddy friend.
And it's lame. It's
Not
so
lame.
fucking
It's
lame.
cool.
Everything the Swan orders is lame.
No,
Ronz, you know what the Swan got me for a birthday one year?
it's very cool.
Sex?
No, you use it all the time.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I really don't.
What
She got me a freaking a crystal lamp.
Oh, that's so cool.
A Himalayan salt lamp.
Yeah, those are
For
supposed
your
to
fucking
be...
birthday, bro?
Yeah. Those
Fucking
are supposed to
lame.
be calming.
Number one,
it's not working
no, it's
as
not
well.
working for him. Number one, you told me not to get you anything, so I was like, "Oh, that's really cool. I want one of those. I've always wanted one of those, so I'll get it for you for your birthday."
You wanted one of those.
Yes, you
What
said
you
you
said?
wanted one
What you
as
just
well.
said.
We had talked
For
about
my
it.
birthday.
Well, I mean, you said you wanted
you've come to this
nothing.
earth
Yeah,
this many years. I would have rather had nothing.
good. From now on, I'm going to get you nothing. Yeah.
You do give me nothing. You have no imagination. I get my own shit.
Okay, well, I get my own shit too.
I get my own shit also.
Yeah.
Ronz,
Do you get your own
I
shit?
don't get presents too often.
Ronz,
Yeah.
what size foot do you have? What size shoe do you wear?
Jeez, that's a good question.
Well, pull it
How
out
do
of your
you not
asshole.
know
and
what
take a look
size
at it and
shoes
see what
you
size
wear?
it is.
I think 12s. I don't know. I've got my shoes.
You don't wear
out
no
right
fucking
now.
12. You don't wear a fucking 12.
Hey, you don't know me. You've never
No, I
seen
do know
me.
He
you. You
measures
don't
in
wear-
centimeters. He measures in centimeters. Yeah.
Oh, Roz, I hate to break it to you. That's why
Inches.
you think your
12
penis. You thought your
inches.
penis was big. You thought your penis was long, but it's really not. It's been in centimeters this whole time. Holy shit! Fuck.
Oh hell.
No,
Okay.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I think it's a 9.5 or a 10.
See,
or
there's
11.
a big difference. Oh, a 9.5, a
Yeah.
10, 11, a 12. I mean,
No, honestly, I mean, I really don't know. I just try them on when they fit. They're good.
so
He's like, Roz is like, I don't believe in labels.
I don't.
I got this
Okay.
little toddler shoe. I'm gonna try it on. It's like Cinderella every time he goes to buy fucking shoes. Oh no, too
Yeah,
tight.
basically it.
I don't believe in labels, bro. I believe in labels.
Trying to look right now. Boy, my feet just sweat tonight.
Ew.
Ugh. Ew, yeah, you wanted to know.
No, we didn't.
God,
You could have
my
kept that one
goodness.
to yourself.
I could have.
You know who has stinky
Oh,
feet?
geez. I wore the tag out so much I can't tell.
Do you know who has stinky
really
feet?
did.
Baby Swan. Swan's got
Yeah.
some stinky feet.
Well,
Yeah, why don't you do something about that? You should do something about that.
I'll,
Like
I'll,
what?
I'll get back to you on that.
What can I do about her
get back
Change
to
stinky
your
you on
feet?
diet.
Yeah.
Change your diet.
To what?
Not
To something healthy. You know what that kid
stinky.
eats? She fucking eats macaroni and cheese.
What's wrong with macaroni?
I don't even know the last time. I don't even think the last time when she's ever had a vegetable or a fruit.
I made her eat some broccoli like a week ago. So.
Oh yeah, that's great momming. That's great parenting. Great parenting.
Does a pickle count? She's been eating a lot of
Yeah.
pickles.
No,
No,
it
it
does not
doesn't
count.
count.
Well, first of all, pickle is nothing more than a brined cucumber.
Yeah,
so
it's
a
basically you
cucumber.
took a cucumber,
whoa,
which is no
whoa,
nutritional value
whoa.
anyway.
What?
Pickles are cucumbers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
You're just blowing my mind right now.
Well, you
What
know,
up?
it's like, what is toast?
There you
Another
go to the
product
store,
you
you
go.
couldn't
You
eat.
tried it
shouldn't
last
eat.
time, and it was not funny.
Not funny, Ronz. It's not funny.
Not funny runs.
Well, it doesn't really have to be funny to you. It just has to be funny to me.
Uh-huh. Is it funny to you though?
Always.
That's
Always.
said. I was home yesterday, and
you work from home.
As I work from home, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about stuff that just makes me happy. So this is what happened, right? I'm sitting there, and we got a new coffee pot.
I like it.
Whoa.
We got a new coffee pot, and it makes like 12 cups of coffee. Not only does it make 12 cups of coffee, get this though, as it's brewing, if I am impatient and I want coffee now and it's brewing, I can pull the coffee pot out of my Mr. Coffee maker. It will sense that I'm doing so, and it will stop brewing so that it doesn't spill on the hot plate. And then I can pour the cup of coffee and put the pot back in.
Yeah, I paid an
Most
extra
of them
like
come with a
$4 for
stopper.
that. No, it still drips and then it sizzles on the little plate on the bottom. Our old one did that. So yes, I feel like that was totally worth like the $5 or $6 extra that it cost for that coffee pot.
Oh,
Yeah, so I found myself being very happy about it, but I also found myself talking to the coffee maker and the coffee pot
What did you say to it?
and the coffee.
It would have been more mind-blowing if it was voice activated. Is it tied into any of like Alexa or
No,
Google or anything like
no.
that?
No, but can I? So you don't really care that I was talking to?
Yeah,
the
what did
coffee
you say
pot,
to
the
it?
coffee maker,
Were
the
you-
coffee.
was it
You're not
sing
even
song?
interested in this conversation.
I am.
You didn't even
first of all-
notice. You weren't even slightly. It didn't even phase you that I was doing that. Is that something that you do, Ronz? Do you talk to
Well-
inanimate objects often?
Well,
Out
let
loud.
me
He's
make
gonna
a couple
say
of
he
correlations
does.
here. Let me make a couple of correlations. One, it's wintertime, so you're getting a lot more hair. Am I correct so far?
Where is this?
Yes, I am.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about down south with the swan? Because yes, she is.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about you. You've got a lot more facial hair, a lot more hair growing. So you're becoming more
your
this beast.
eyebrows.
Yeah, we'll talk about the eyebrows. So we're looking at you becoming more of the beast, and this is from the Beauty and the Beast, where the coffee pot, Mrs. Chips,
Mrs.
and
Potts.
Chip or
Mrs.
whatever.
Potts and Chip.
Yeah.
Let him go.
Mrs.
Let him
Oh,
go.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
let-
yeah.
let me-
No, go ahead.
So I'm thinking that you're talking to the coffee pot because and the swan has to come home and kind of tame you and show you what love is, and everybody's going to break free of the curse and everybody's going to be happy.
That's not love. It's Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, I kind of guessed that too. Or you're just going to go insane.
I'm pretty
Right.
sure he doesn't even know what
So be it.
Stockholm syndrome is.
Yeah, it's where you identify as your captor.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, not as your captor, but with your captor, to their points of view and their points of light.
Good job, Ron. Good
But
job.
you're right, I don't know. I don't
What's
know.
the Florence?
Look at him.
What's Florence Nightingale syndrome?
I don't know if there is one, but if there's one, it would probably be something to do with nursing.
Sort of you
On
fall in
the
love with the
battlefield.
person taking care of you.
So there's a chance that Swan's going to fall in love with you.
No, you know what? I just don't. I find it interesting that you are not even interested in the conversation that I had with
I
my
am.
coffee.
No,
I am.
that. So I just want to tangent off onto that Florence Nightingale syndrome thing. Do you remember that nursing instructor that we had that married her,
Killed her patient.
Yeah, basically, she had a patient that she was taking care of that had a big old freaking diamond ring, and convinced the husband to terminally wean, aka put her down, let her die, etc., etc. And then she married him and is wearing said ring. Interesting, kind of fucked up.
That is.
Yeah.
So seriously, nobody's interested in the conversation I had with the coffee.
I
keep
want to
going
know
there
about
because-
your coffee pot conversation.
Yes,
you
tell me
do
about
it? How did this go?
Oh, I started smiling and I was like, "Oh yeah, hey there, Mr. Coffee Maker, Mr. Coffee, making the coffee. The coffee smells really good right now." So I'm taking a big deep breath and I'm like, "Look at the blackness, the darkness of this coffee. It's hot, it's black, just
Kinda
the way I
you
like
your
it.
men?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bold, flavored."
Strong.
I was like breathing it in. And then I started talking to the coffee. I was like, "Oh yeah, look at you, coffee. So black and rich. Going right into my coffee maker, making this piping hot cup of coffee. Mr. Coffee Pot. So good. So nice. So smooth and tasty. What do you think about that, Mr. Coffee Pot? Mr. Coffee Maker? Huh? Making the coffee, brewing it up nice and hot. Yeah, so that's what I was saying to myself the whole time.
So it comes to my mind that I'm glad you didn't singe your penis trying to make love to it.
That's what comes to your mind.
Yes.
He thinks about your penis often.
No, I am thinking about how he would have to describe third-degree scalding burns and a love for a coffee pot.
Well, I wouldn't do that because it's a Mr. Coffee.
We don't judge here. I certainly
It's
didn't.
not. I was just told you what my preference was, and that's what I said. I wouldn't do that
And
because
I
it's
said
a
I
Mr.
don't
Coffee.
judge. I mean, if you care to judge, I mean, should it be a Mrs. Coffee?
Yeah, that was the point I was making. Is that I would prefer a Mrs. Coffee. Are you fucking retarded? I don't think you understand the whole judgment thing. You're like, so if somebody admits what their sexuality is, you go, well, I don't judge. But that is actually judging because you had to say that.
Whoa. Don't philosophize with my mind.
No, that's exactly what you're doing. Am I not right, Swan? Isn't that what he's doing?
Yeah.
If he has to throw that comment out there.
Who's right? I am.
No, because you always preface with, I'm not homophobic, or I'm not. No, so yeah.
No, you guys probably painted me as a homophobic person.
No, you painted yourself that way.
No.
By trying to justify how you weren't.
No, when people who don't have a problem with something talk about stuff, they don't preface it by saying, I don't have a problem with something. But that's what you do all the time. So stuff that makes you no. So stuff that makes you uncomfortable, you always say stuff like, "Oh, but I don't judge." And I'm like, "No, but that is you judging." See, if you didn't judge, you would never say those things.
That's one of those things where you say, "I'm not going to make a decision," but by saying that, you've already made a decision.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's exactly what he just said.
That's what you're doing.
Of course.
So now you're just admitting that you do that.
No. Not at all.
Later he will, though. Don't worry.
Okay,
yeah, later.
I did it. You're right. I'll do it for a Ronz challenge. I'll do it for the show.
Fine. I'm going to be not so judgy, or I won't bring it up.
So this Mr. Coffee, what type of coffee did you brew as the initial?
Oh, that was the other thing. Thank you for bringing that up. So I went to grab the coffee, as I was smelling it. This is before it was brewing. I grabbed it. I was like, hello, Caribou Coffee. Ooh, it's like dark blend or something like that. And I was like breathing it in deep. I was like, oh, coffee. So good. So tasty. It was so delicious. Yeah. It was like a classic blend. I don't know.
Classic
I like
Caribou blend,
coffee.
I think. I can't even drink the other one now that you mentioned what you mentioned about it. Do you want to bring that up? You said the one that's called S'mores brand.
Yeah, I don't know why that is, but you know how you can't control the thoughts that go through your head immediately, Ronz? That when that lizard part of your brain kicks in. So Swan bought some. It's good coffee, though.
Yeah, it is good. It's the same. It's got a very nice, mild flavor, and it's Caribou Coffee brand, but it's called S'mores, like the s'mores, whatever.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
But see, when I went to grab it, and I caught a whiff of it, and the first thing that hit my mind was that smell that brand new diapers smell like. That's what.
What?
Like when you take it out of the package?
Because they perfume. You know how they like scent diapers. I know it's hard.
I don't go around smelling diapers.
Well, I mean, your kid did get out of them recently, so you don't need it. But you're back in them now, right? So you probably should take a whiff before you put it on, before it's used.
That's no bust on you, Caribou.
Well,
Coffee. You can't control what your brain thinks immediately, but the coffee's still good.
I think adult diapers smell like that. I think it's just baby diapers. That depends. Oh, hilarious. No, I don't think they do it to like adult diapers. I think it's like the kid baby diapers. So.
Yeah. But that's one of those things that gave me joy, Ron. That's one of those things that give me joy. The other thing that gives me joy is that immediate sensation, that immediate feeling I get when I first lie down in bed before I go to bed at night. Now, admittedly, it doesn't last, which I wish it would. But that first initial sensation that you get, that total offloading, the change in gravity.
I'm not really good at relaxing my head. Like, I don't feel like I'm good at that. So I don't get that feeling. I'm like, I hold my head up on the pillow. Like, I just want to melt into it and relax. I don't really think that I get that feeling. That bed is a source of anxiety for me. I roll around all freaking night, and it's not fun.
Well, you didn't have to say what it isn't for you. I was saying what.
I'm just saying I don't have that. I don't share that same feeling with you.
Okay, well, I don't share it with you either.
Fine, good.
I don't share your feeling about it.
Yeah. Well, I guess
I just said it's that first few seconds.
Well, but then you said it doesn't last.
I just said it made me fucking happy.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
Because this is a podcast about little things.
Your penis.
Right? As long.
Hi-yo.
Whoa.
It was too easy, and I wasn't. I was actually going to title it. I was actually going to title it "Little Things" in parentheses.
Thank you. Penis. As long as you keep the brand name out of it, of the mate company, I will now turn you over for 5 minutes to rant and rave to the Beefman and to the Swan about lame Deppa. Okay.
Whoa, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Hold on.
Hold
Here
on.
she is.
Oh, well, she can't hear it.
The Carrie.
Carrie. No, I don't
need a full-on Karen.
Welcome to the show, Carrie, Lil Powder Donut. Thank you, Lil Powder Donut, for joining us.
Oh my God! Oh, I could.
You had a rough morning, huh? Want to tell it how it goes? Tell us how it went.
Oh. So I have rearranged my whole day around this, right?
Right. Ooh,
so,
right. That's where Ronz gets that from, then, huh? Okay, carry on. We won't
my whole day. Everything's set. The fridge is cleared out. It's defrosting. It's empty. I'm just like waiting for it to get hauled away. I've got the wipes out to clean out the new one. There's food all over the kitchen because I had to clean it all out. And so they get here. Yay, finally. And then they say, well, we can't fit it through the front door, which I know is bullshit because I measured it in the store. So they measure it and it's like, oh, see, it will fit. They have to take the front door off the hinges. Okay, that was kind of expected. So they get it in the living room. And then they're saying, well, I asked them, it's like, well, this is kind of odd. How are you going to fit the old refrigerator out when this is like taking up space right in the middle of the living room? They're saying, oh, well, we're not taking the old refrigerator. I said, the hell you're not. I paid for it. It's leaving. Well, we don't have any room on our truck for it. I don't care if it's sitting on the side of the house. I paid for it to be removed. It's leaving.
So I don't understand what I don't understand. Okay, if they take a fucking fridge out of their truck to put your refrigerator... Shut the fuck up, Ronz! I'm talking... If they take the old fridge from your house out, why wouldn't the one that they just delivered, there should be a space for the one from your fucking house? Yeah. That doesn't make sense. Are they retarded?
I know. That's even better.
Did you call them out on that? Because I would have.
I did. I said, I didn't think of that at that time because I was just blown away. Like, what? And then they're saying that it won't fit into the kitchen. I'm like, well, yeah, you got to take the doors off. That's what we did with the other one. Oh, well, no, even if we take the doors off, we don't have time to do that. We're really behind.
So not your problem. Spend more time arguing about it. Hey, you're getting more behind arguing about it. People are so dumb.
Yeah, I know. Okay. So I call, I've got Ronz on the phone and he's talking to him. And so basically they find out that they're on their way home. Boy, they cannot put stuff back fast enough. Yeah, they cannot put stuff back fast enough. Getting it on the truck, because they took it away. They took the new fridge away, put it on the truck. They're processing it as a return. That's what I was like, oh. So before they're even done doing that, I'm on the phone with the store. And I'm like, what is going on? This is what's happening. This is what your delivery crew is doing. And so they've got basically everything's resolved. I have a replacement ordered that is definitely narrower by 2 inches. So they cannot give me that stupid ass lame excuse saying, oh, well, it won't fit. That's what she said.
Oh, yeah, look at her trying to be funny on that one. Good job. Go Powder Donut. Low Powder Donut.
Low Powder Donut. So the replacement's ordered. I have to go to the store to get my money back for the one that I just had sent back. Everything's calm. Now I have to go clean up the fridge because I was really hoping to just chuck it out, but apparently I get to hang on to it until the 22nd.
on. Yay. So when you go
No,
back
that means I
to
have
get your
clean it.
Yeah.
I
When
don't
you
want
go
to. I
when
just
you
wanted to wipe down a new one.
Yeah, don't clean it. Just put it back in. It's okay. So
Ew.
when you go to said store to get your money
Yes.
back, make sure they give you your veterans discount on your new one. You know you get 10% off from said store.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Maybe it's a win-win situation out of this whole bad situation.
I'm just.
One thing I will
pissed.
say though,
Yes.
Nobody asked you,
I'll
Ronz. You're not on the show right now. You're not in the chair.
We can't hear
You're not in
you.
the chair.
But, however, and the B-Man mentioned this.
Yes.
We mentioned that we're vets and how poorly we were treated
See?
because, you know,
Yes.
the B-Man says, you know, he wouldn't stand for this.
Yes. I will say the delivery crew, while there is a certain stereotype, they really did not help themselves to alleviate a stereotype.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's pathetic.
Yeah, well,
Like I said,
Maybe they'll get a stern talking to after this.
Gee, I sure wish I could have talked.
Okay, go
'cause
ahead.
I was
Go ahead.
talking,
Sorry.
and you just went right over the top of me.
That's what I do.
What I was gonna say was, it's pathetic that people will take that because they probably got back on the truck and had satisfaction with themselves that they were assholes, and
Probably.
and it's not supposed to be that way. It should be the other way around, that you have great satisfaction in yourself that you helped somebody out.
And they didn't. They wanted to get it done as fast as possible, as quick as possible. Boom, get right on their way.
Yeah, that's sad.
And I can get that, but this is like a refrigerator you're talking about.
Yeah, still do the job right. And it's not like, yeah, exactly. How much is that? That's super expensive. That's a major investment.
It's an
And-
appliance.
Exactly. It's a major investment that you've made. I mean, it's supposed to last for, 20, 30 freaking years.
Yeah.
And you want it done right. And I don't know. They
didn't even want to try. That's what made me so angry.
And
They
why,
said, "Oh, well, we're behind."
exactly? Why didn't you punch them in the dick?
Yeah.
I seriously thought about it.
That's what Ronz would have done.
But
He'd
then-
been, I'm Ronz. I'm a black belt, and I'm going to punch you in the dick.
Yeah, he probably would announce it first.
Yeah.
I will give you
you're
this
black
opportunity to block.
Before you punch them in the dick.
No. Careful, little powder donut. Careful.
Yeah, whatever. All right.
No, keep ranting. This is good for them.
No.
It's good for them because usually
He just
the
doesn't want to
B-Man
get yelled
rants,
at right now.
And usually we just kind of take it. The
Yeah.
swan takes it back and forth. I take it back and forth.
That's what she said.
That's what she... Oh, I can't hear what they're saying, but you know what? You need to get this off your 38 double D chest.
Dang. Oh, wait. Little Potter Donut. What size shoes does Ronz wear? I mean, I have to ask his guardian because clearly he doesn't know. His name's in his fucking underwear and he doesn't know what size shoes
Let's
he
preface
wears.
it. No, yeah, let's ask this question. Lil Powder
I
Donut,
don't know.
why on earth wouldn't he know his shoe size? How old is he? How does he not know
You guys search
his
Shit, I don't
shoe
know half the
size?
time.
But he should know his own damn shoe size. The fuck is wrong with him?
It's not like your pant size that can go up and down a size based on weight gain. Your shoe size is fucking
It
always the
should generally
same.
stay up the same
I think
freaking
this
size.
is a 10. They're kind of worn, but I think it's a 10. Looks like a 10. That's a 10.
10 wide or just
No,
10?
I think just
He's
10.
like, I want wide. I need the big and tall.
No, I am mistaken. These are 11s.
11.
11.
Wow.
Turn
So
it
I
up
was
to
only 1 inch
11.
off. Yeah.
Turn it
I
up
don't
to
think it goes by
11.
inches, Riri.
How many pieces do you have to give their wife 11 each?
Oh my gosh. All right. So at this point, I think that the shoe size might be indeterminate.
Yeah, no, it's inconclusive. It's inconclusive.
It's inconclusive. Well, we're sorry that you had that experience. We're very sorry that you had that experience. Hopefully things are much better. But you know what?
hope
You should go brew yourself a cup of coffee and talk to your coffee pot while you're doing it.
It'll make you feel
That's
good.
what I like to do. Yeah,
We're
that's what I
gonna
like
pick
to
up
do.
a cup of coffee
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
because the
And then you
kitchen's trashed.
And then you can talk to that cup of coffee. It's all nice and warm, smells nice and strong,
You kind of lead
black,
me to believe
black and bold.
black and
So
bold. Yeah.
continue talking. I mean, we got to, this is rare that
So
we get a
I got-
story.
yeah, tell him to shut
You're
up.
being told, Shut
Shut
up.
up.
Does he understand the concept that if you're not talking, other people are talking? Maybe he should shut the fuck up.
You know,
So I want to tell you a little thing because it relates to your coffee situation.
Yes.
The other, not you, Ronz. I mean, Little Powder
Oh.
Donut. I was talking to the big
Your
man
coffee.
about his coffee. And
Oh.
so the other day I got gas. And I was like, ooh, yay, I'm so
Sorry
excited.
to hear that. Were your farts hot?
They
Were you like,
were.
oh, my farts are so hot right now. They're so hot.
Kind of moist
Not in a
between
good
my
way.
cheeks.
Not in a good way.
Makes it a little greasy.
It's very
No,
warm down
no.
below.
No, I was all excited. I had 25
You were
cents.
excited for gas?
Yeah. I had 25
Because your
cents
farts were
off
hot?
in fuel rewards. Fuel. Ron's
Oh,
can
yeah.
understand because he was a fueler. But yeah, no, I had a 25 cents off fuel reward. I was like, yay. So
Woo!
fill up my gas. I'm all excited. And I was like, oh, well, the walk to get coffee at my new job from my current office to the canteen to get coffee is really far. I'm just going to run in and grab a coffee. And I was like, oh, yay, coffee. It smells so good. Got a coffee. It was $2.27. And I was digging out my money.
Jesus.
Yeah, for the big one. I was getting the big one.
Okay, fair enough.
The 24-ounce, big old cup of coffee, all excited, nice and hot, smelled good. It was called Jamaican Me Crazy. Have you ever had that one from Johnny's Coffee? Jamaican Me Crazy, pretty yummy. Got it, $2.27. I'm pulling out my money, and the clerk was like, "I got your the change, so 27 cents." I'm like, "Yay, thank you. Have a good day." I was all feeling good. I'm like, "Yay!" I get out, I get to work. The fucking lid comes off, and I spill like a third of my coffee. And I was like,
Oh, that's like
that-
losing a balloon.
yeah, that was terrible. I was so sad. And I'm like, well, I guess at least her 27 cents of coffee is what fell. I didn't pay for it, but I was still mad that I was losing 27
What was the
cents.
point of that story?
But still,
I was excited about getting 27 cents from the clerk. It was like making my day, like tell him to shut the fuck up. Jesus.
I don't understand the 27 cents. What are you
She
talking
gave
about?
me. I was paying in cash, and I had $2, and I was looking through my.
Okay,
change
so what
for-
you're saying is she paid the 27
Yes,
cents.
I already said that. If you were paying
Okay, but when you
attention.
said I got your 27 cents, I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about.
So she gave me the 27 cents, like from the
Here's a
little
good
change
idea. When you
bar.
tell
Okay.
a story, here's a good idea. When you tell a story, have a point. It makes it so much more enjoyable.
It was. She was trying to make my day, and I was like, "Yay! It's just a little thing that made my day. 25 cents on my gas, free
Maybe I could go
27
make-
cents." I was pretty excited, and then I dumped my fucking coffee. Lid came off. Not cool.
She lost her coffee. It's like losing a balloon.
Yeah.
Amethyst.
No, you mean Swan?
Swan.
Yeah.
Ask her how strong she likes her coffee.
I jizzed a little at 42.17, in case you wanted to know.
At 42.17.
I just a little. Yep.
Just a little.
Talking about coffee. Just a little.
Coffee. Ooh.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Ron
since
wants
we
to know
have-
how much. Ron
go
wants to
ahead.
know how strong you take your coffee.
Strong. I like my coffee strong. You know what the funny thing is? I didn't even like coffee till I was pregnant. That's pretty crazy. I never even drank coffee till I was.
And now you drink too much.
And now, yeah, I do drink too much coffee. Like I could
But that's
probably
okay.
drink my whole 12 cups.
Well, since we have Little Powder Donut here, and
Yes.
she is the source of knowledge, let me ask you this question.
Uh-oh.
Ronz insists that he's never used chapstick. How can you go your entire life and not use chapstick or some sort of lip balm? How is that possible?
I'm trying to remember if he ever has.
I mean, he's been stationed in some pretty cold places.
Yeah, like and Loring comes to mind, and that's like Southern occupied Canada. I don't think he ever did.
I mean, you.
And
Now
do
that you
you
mention it.
now? Here's my guess then. If he ever did use chapstick or some sort of lip balm, I believe it would be life affirming. Then he'd look back and he's like, I've wasted 50 plus years of my life without having this
Some things you just
wonderful
cannot-
sensation.
You cannot drive home. Some
Aw.
things you just can't drive home.
I mean, does he? Okay, so you. I mean, share his lips sometimes. Does he have chapped lips?
Not that I can tell.
But you know how good it feels to
Oh, yeah.
moisten the lips and medicate the lips and make them feel all revitalized. I feel like he might actually have an orgasm the first time he uses lip balm.
He'd be like, just
But
a little.
I do think he's going to beat himself up about it and be like, God, I was a fucking moron. All these years. What else have I been missing on?
I don't know.
Toilet
Tough call.
paper? Is that something I should use? Should I be using toilet paper? Should I become pretentious and start using toilet paper like other people? Is that what's going to happen?
Maybe.
I feel like it might.
Maybe.
I can only hear one part of the conversation.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, we're sorry.
Look
Well,
at me.
that
Look
was
at
your- that
me.
was your
I'm
choice.
Ronz. I want a button. I gave away my microphone, but yet I'm over here bag talking in the background because I just can't do it. Can't stand it that Little Pounder Donut's getting more attention than me.
Well, he can come back on.
He can
anytime
come
likes.
back.
Okay.
All right.
You can
come back on.
Thanks for joining
You
us,
sure?
Little
Yeah,
Powder
you can come
Donut.
back.
I think you're adding
I hope
such
your
a
day
dynamic
goes
little
a
power
lot
donut
better.
It has to.
It's going to
It
go
has
better as
to.
soon as you get your coffee. Enjoy
I
your
think so.
day.
Oh.
You know, the unfortunate thing with that whole interaction is now I want donuts. That's
Oh, man.
Feel better now?
you know, if you call somebody Little Powder Donut too much, too many times in a conversation, subconsciously, then you all of a sudden want donuts. And now I unfortunately would like to have some donuts.
All right, little power donut, people! Yay!
Yay.
Wow, is that mean
Now,
I'm number one?
Is that
in your
what she
book?
does to you? That's what she does to you. Like, yay, Ronz, good job.
Oh, look at
You got
you.
both
Look
pant legs on correctly today. Good job, buddy.
You know, I could only hear one part. I could see you guys
We
talking.
Yeah,
realized,
that's-
and then
Yeah.
while Little Powder Donut was quiet, that meant we were talking. So
Yeah, I
you were
know.
just interrupting. I don't know
Yeah,
if you know
as
how
I
that
said.
works.
So
I don't think it does.
He doesn't.
little
I'm not sure
things
he
that
does.
make me happy
Yes.
was what you guys just did. You allowed her to vent, and I know you specifically said in your little note, "Don't mention wife or kids."
Yeah, so don't.
Don't
So
do it.
I'm going to mention my friend. Now I'm going to mention my friends, the Bee Man and the Swan,
No.
who went.
We're
Who
just talking about
went
little things.
beyond.
You know, like a big coffee mug, Ronz, as opposed to a little one. That makes me
It
happy.
makes-
Or like
it makes a great
a
swinging
full colon
object.
evacuation, like when you have a life affirming shit, and you're like,
You
yes.
know, speaking of that, when people go, "What's your podcast about?" and I mention bowel evacuation, they go, "Really?" I said, "You have to listen to it," or vitiligo of the penis.
Yeah.
You have to listen to the podcast.
That's you see where his mind goes. He brings
Yeah,
up. That's what he brings up. Vitiligo of the penis. His brain clearly.
That's
goes
the
back
one
to the
thing that
penis.
Well, when the B-man said, "Ron, do you have vitiligo of the penis?" I'm like, "How would I know? I'm Caucasian, and I wouldn't know."
Yes, Caucasian people can have vitiligo.
Also, did you know that gays can have children?
Yeah, I did.
Did you know
Okay,
that
so-
the more often you call them gays, the more you're going to piss off that particular
Oh, why
demographic?
stop today, right? It's been
Yeah, he does it all the time, doesn't he?
fucking rollercoaster
Yes,
ride.
he
He always
does.
refers
The
to them
gays.
as the gays.
Uh,
This is
You
what
know,
this does. We offend everybody to include
we offend
ourselves.
everybody.
So sorry that we did that yet again.
The
Ronz,
LGBTQTNOP.
but Ronz, is there any little thing that makes you happy? I mean, just like little things, just little things.
Yeah, actually,
like what?
Like what?
a fire. A
A fire? Like
You
person?
have to respond to, like when you have to slap your black belt on and get your reflective belt on and go help. Like there's a fire.
Boy, that turned out really
You
bad.
mean like
for
a
me.
campfire?
Yeah,
Like
you know,
a campfire
bonfire.
or
yeah, sure.
I've been watching in the background. I listen.
He's been watching YouTube videos of fires. Yeah, these are pretty.
Yeah, I actually have. Cabin settings. You know, what type of log cabin? I've been thinking about what type of log cabin I would like, and I look at these music backgrounds, and they have different ones, and I just kind of like the mellowness of it. It just kind of calms you down. I like my friends, obviously. You know, I love you guys. You guys are just like so good to me. Tremonde
He looks like a
included.
beaten puppy. He just loves us so much. He's gonna come back to us. for some more.
Stockholm
Yeah,
syndrome.
that's Stockholm syndrome. I like the friends I've made along the way. I like
Those are all big
geocaching a
things.
lot.
Those are big things. Like
Yeah, I like geocaching when I find the geocache the first time out.
That's pretty satisfying. It's kind of like
I
that
like
Pokemon
walking
game.
on the beach.
Makes me happy. However,
Yeah, and Pokemon Go.
yeah.
Makes me happy.
Do you know what makes me unhappy about that? I got locked out at level 29 of my old
How'd
game.
you get locked out?
I don't know. I still have an active account. It wants me to log in, and I
She's
can't
retarded.
freaking log
Doesn't
in. No,
allow.
it doesn't work. I even tried to email customer support. Customer support.
Pessimist.
Yes, and they emailed me back and told me how to get in, but it's not working. So I had to create an entire new account. Makes me sad.
All right.
Lost
Well,
one of
I
my
just picked
favorite
up a new
Pokemon.
app called Poke Raid, so I
Mm.
can go on raids around the world.
Ooh,
So I'll try
ooh.
that.
Yeah,
It's
no, I've not
it's
used
on
that.
Google Play.
Yeah.
Right, so plug out to them. One of the moms
It's
at the
on
grocery store.
it's on the Apple iStore as well, I'm sure. So.
Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. What makes me happy? Martial arts, of course. Did you know I'm a black belt?
Everybody knows that.
I enjoy
Everybody knows
teaching.
that.
I also
You're very loud. You're a very loud teacher. You're very loud.
I have to be.
I think you like to hear yourself talk. I think he
do.
talks nonstop.
I do.
He likes
I mean,
the
it's
sound
just
of his
nonstop
voice.
talking.
The-
On the,
Fantastic.
see, I try not to go to the dojo as much as the Ronz does, because if I went on all the scheduled days, I could end up being there anywhere from 3 to 4 days a week. But I limit myself to 2 days a week. Unfortunately, sometimes that overlaps with Ron's class. The man doesn't stop talking.
Have you seen the
talks
level?
the
Have you seen
entire-
the levels I'm teaching?
I mean, literally, we're sitting there. Just
and
going,
I'm glad that you're listening
we are
to my
sitting there.
lessons.
You can't not hear you.
All right.
I mean, we're sitting there. This is what happens the other day. This is funny. So the other day,
Okay.
we're sitting there, and Ron's wouldn't shut up. He wouldn't stop fucking talking. So one of my colleagues, my fellow classmates, leans over to me and he's like, is it just me, or does this motherfucker never stop talking?
I know who you're talking about.
And not only does he never stop fucking talking, he's kind of obnoxious. He's kind of being overbearing, kind of in the way that he would have complained about people being towards him. He's kind of being that way now.
You're right.
He's kind of obnoxious. And I said, and this is what will you shut up, Ronz? You're being overbearing. And this is what I said. Well, you know what? Maybe that just shows that he's being influenced by somebody else. Maybe he's exposed to some bad influences, if you know what I mean.
Well,
said, good point. But I agree. I was like, yeah, that motherfucker never shuts the fuck up. Don't you get tired of hearing your voice?
I can think of 2 reasons why I would not be quiet. 2 reasons right off the
You
bat.
like to hear yourself talk?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 3.
Okay, so what are your
3.
other 2 reasons then?
The other one is the group that I'm training and whether they're getting the information right or wrong.
So you have to say the same shit over
dissecting
and
it.
over and over again constantly and run and continue to talk.
There
How
is
is it
occasionally-
more productive if you're talking
It's not.
It's not
It's
freaking
actually-
martial
it's
arts
actually-
theory.
Yeah, it's actually a teaching flaw. If you have to talk it is seriously. It shows that eventually you'll get better, but it shows that you have a lack of teaching skill. That if you have to talk the entire time, if you've ever seen me teach, I say very few things, and I'm like, okay, do it. Let's see you do it, and then I'll watch you do it and help.
Oh, I agree too, and I'm getting to that point. Believe it or not, I completely agree where you're going with that, and I'm trying to get to that point. However, and this is the big however, we have a bunch of new students, and I like to explain why we're doing things and put it in context.
Wait, but hold on. When they're new, they don't need to understand why. They just need to do it
that's where
get the gross motor movement over and over. Yes, yes.
No, that's
then-
where I'm going to disagree with
No, you're actually wasting your time, because the way that martial arts are designed is it's a very military mindset. You're teaching a large group of people gross motor movements. Now, here's the point of why you do that. And this is all martial art theory, and this is teaching theory. The reason why you teach the gross motor movements is because that's something simple that they can understand. This is called pedagogy. In other words, I teach, you do. It's not open to your interpretation. You just do it. As they progress, you teach them the finer points, because if you try to teach them all the things that they need to know, human beings can only absorb less than 2.5% of what you teach them the first time anyway. You're wasting. You're literally wasting your time.
I will agree with that. I will agree.
And then you're going to try to defend yourself until we tell you you're wrong, and then you'll be like, "Oh, you're right."
Yes, let us now hear the Ronz's point, and then you can have your points.
Okay.
So the other, you know what? I'll go 50-50 with you on that. So
No, don't admit we're right.
No,
You
you
were
didn't.
defend
You're
yourself
defending yourself.
on
Okay.
why you're doing
Okay.
it.
Defend yourself.
So there are, let's say, 18 different ways to explain something. Exactly. One of those have got to click. Now, I'm training some people who just don't get it. I ask them to respond. I say, okay, let's do it this way. We're going to do it this way. And they don't. Like, okay, let's keep doing it. Right. And a very good instructor once said, if you accept a bad motion, they're going to practice a bad motion from that point on. So I want to stop, correct it, keep moving on. So the same couple of students keep making bad mistakes. I'm like, okay, let's put it in a different context that you possibly can grasp.
Okay, so
I
are
say,
these
this is why we do
students
this
white
motion.
belts?
Right? And they look at it and like, oh, I get it now. So instead of the shortened version, I have to explain a longer version. Number 3, moving on, is that
Number
I'm
C.
tired. Number C, right? I am extremely tired. Right? I've gotten like 4 hours of sleep. I'm coming in. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy teaching. I enjoy the dojo. I enjoy that life. Right? So be it. But I'm tired. And if you can't grasp it the first time or second time or even third time, then I have to explain things. So
are you talking
I
to
don't
white
wanna
belts?
talk.
Are you talking to white belts or yellow belts, like first new students, right?
A mixture of both.
Okay, so
Because I will actually
being
turn
one
them
of
over and I'll
those
say,
myself at one point. So let's
Yeah.
just take like a circle block. That's a complex kind of motion. When you're
Hey, really quick, let me just throw in this interjection, if I may. Listeners of the Great Slabtail Nation, we're going to talk martial arts now. I'm going to point this out that I'm a far superior martial artist compared to these two, and I'll weigh in at the end. But
okay, good.
just
Good.
sit back and roll your eyes because it's martial arts talk time,
Yay!
and here we go
Belt
with the
Ronz.
Slaptail Squad.
So, being as Ronz is a higher belt than me and should therefore know more than me, but however, I'm going to go with I was that new student too. And so, circle block, for let's say, lack of a better term, was hard and complex, and it took me forever and ever and ever
So
to
this
get.
is
Shut
you're
the fuck
same
up,
person that
Ronz! I'm
nearly put little
talking.
powdered donut into a mirror.
Yeah. Okay, so shut up, Ron.
With
Shut
that
up,
complex
Ron.
motion?
Shut up, Ron. That was a Waokizuki. Okay, so therefore that was a complicated,
See,
more.
remember the term.
So anyway, yeah, I'm not retarded. It gets beaten to your head over and over and over again because obviously your incessant talking does stick there sometimes.
Actually, it's called a
however-
Waokizuki Yote Shote Zuki.
Shut the fuck up, Ronz. Anyway, no one cares. I'm just saying, you could have told me and explained to me and tried to tell me and dissect that motion over and over and over again, but I wasn't even listening to that. I was trying to make my body do that motion. And that's what those students need. They don't need you to tell them how to do it. That's probably why Mr. Miyagi made him wax on, wax off 50,000 times, and he didn't talk to him and tell him how to do it. He said, paint the fucking fence. Wax on, wax off. He didn't tell him how to do it. And he doesn't need to know why. You just do it till it makes sense and it's natural.
And then he told him why.
Later, like belts later.
I understand that.
So don't talk to them. Just make them do it over and over. And if they're not doing it right, make them do it over and over and over and over.
But not everybody is as driven as you.
When you have to do the same punch.
So what you're saying is, if your students aren't driven, then why are you wasting your time?
Yeah, don't waste your time. They're going to
show them once and stop talking.
Yep, and make them do it over and over and over again. And if they're not driven and they don't want to invest in it, hey, guess what? They won't come back to class anymore.
Exactly, and then you won't have wasted your teaching time.
And
that's the point.
You get students who, after they do 50,000 kicks and punches, and they show investment, and they make it through a test, which your first couple tests are doing kick, punch, block, basic fucking movements. Then you work on refining them and making them look better.
Yeah, and here's my philosophy on martial arts in general and teaching.
Now we turn it over to the beat man,
if I may. All right, so you do these things called katas or forms, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. When you transition from motion to motion or movement to movement in your kata, would you say that those movements are how you would fight? If given the opportunity.
No, because I've seen Ronz fight. Slappy, slappy, slappy.
Oh, that's true. He does a little slappy. They all do that. They all slap and they look at each other's feet. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. They're not paying attention as a foot comes across their face. That is true. But is that what forms are for? Is that why you're doing that?
A mixture of yes and no.
The answer is no.
The answer is no, and I will tell you why.
The B-Man's going to weigh in and why his answer is correct.
And of course, this is my opinion, but my opinion is, I would say, pretty valid because you have to think about it scientifically, if you will.
We will.
All right. And this is for the style of Korean karate that I do as well. You will notice that if you watch forms being done, very typically you will see a movement initiated by the foot and then the hand and then hand, or it should be foot, body, hand. That's the motion. This is called time of foot, time of body, time of hand in European martial arts.
You do this during the day?
I do not know if that's what it's called in other martial arts, but that's how we refer to it. And in fencing. The point is this, that is not how you fight. Actually, the motion is supposed to be all at the same time. It's very common for you to take a step and then do your hand motions. I see you guys do it all the time. That is not how you should fight.
You're going to
So
step
you are
in
breaking
before? Yeah.
you are breaking motions down into pieces parts when it should be one motion.
So
Single perfect time.
I agree so far. So
therefore,
okay,
that is something that is not taught in styles like karate until you are further advanced. Even if you watch people who have first degree, second degree, you might not see them do that until they get further and further along. Is that something that you should teach to somebody from the very beginning? No, because they're not going to understand it. It is set in a very pedagogical teaching format. So if you are wasting your time trying to explain these things, you've just wasted all your teaching time when you could just teach them repetition, which is what you will very commonly see done for lower belts, is teaching repetition. The actual growth in martial arts comes from within. It's not something that you can teach to somebody else. As an example, the epiphanies that I have now in regard to combat training is stuff that I have 10 years down the road, and I'll probably keep having them over and over and over again. Whether my skill actually improves or not is something that's totally different because I can't control, how I age or how my movement is, but how my mind thinks is totally different. So what I'm saying is forms teach you to telegraph. So you're saying that if you explain it to me, if you actually were to explain this to people, you'd be explaining to them that you're going to telegraph your combat and people see what you're actually doing, when you should just teach them gross motor movements. And then eventually they'll get to learn other things that are more important.
So one thing about our style is, you touched on it, is that we're actually breaking away from the traditional Okinawan styles of foot, hand, motion. We're actually stepping together, or what we call doji, at the same time. So we're actually starting early on to teach that. Right. So in the beginning, I agree with you. We break it down to very simplistic movements so they understand it. And then halfway through their training, I say, this is what I want to see. This is where we start. Okay, you've got the basic motions. Now let's start to refine them. So by the time you get to a higher level, you're already there. Versus what you said of learning that at a higher level. You're right. What happens in a combat situation or a fighting situation from a kata point of view, completely different. However, if you teach at the same time, everything moves together at the same time, when you get into a situation you have to use yourself, you're not going to break it down so often. You're actually going to learn how to do everything at the same time. So whereas you say they learn it at a higher level in some styles, and I'll agree with that, we start learning it early on, usually about the 5th or 6th week of your style in our style. Or I try to go early on and start to break it down.
So as a third-party observer,
and everybody knows you like to watch.
Yeah, I haven't seen any indication that you guys do that, because not only do you telegraph everything you do, but you do it with your breathing, and you sound like goats stomping across a floor.
Well, first of all, you are a higher level. Let's face it, you're a black belt in a couple of different styles. So you know what to look for. One style. But
there is no rank on my preferred style. There is no rank.
Understood. But you're trained like I am. You're trained to look for
hold on now. Did you just compare yourself to me?
Yeah, I did.
Come on now. Let's be honest.
No, but you're trained to look for subtleties. You really are. So if you spar with somebody, you start to pick up cues, right? Versus
really
anybody else.
We really need to have Dave on this podcast because I think Dave would.
Yeah,
agree
we
with
do.
Me. I think Dave would agree with me because
I think Dave would
there's
too.
things that you do. Here's another example. Before you turn, let me ask this question. Before you turn, let's say you're going to change direction totally. Let's say you're facing the front of the dojo and you're going to turn to the rear of the dojo. Does your head turn around before you turn?
Yeah,
Do
look,
you turn your head
so you don't give grandma,
look,
so you don't punch grandma who's giving you cookies in the face.
Grandma should never be giving me cookies.
Well, I'm just saying that's what you guys used to say, like to the kids class. You always want to turn your head because you might punch grandma if you don't. Grandma might be giving you cookies or whatever. Some dumb little saying that people said. You know that's true. So turn and look.
I won't
move.
Hey,
that's what happens.
One. Why would I deny you? So yeah, you would look at the same time.
No, you would look first, is what you said, is what we've been taught.
I mean, I can see that if that's what you guys are truly trying to do, is if you're trying to really evolve your style to do that, that's great. Good on you guys. I can say from a third party, I see no difference in the movements that you guys always telegraph. And that's what most martial arts do. That's what we were trained to do in Tung Sudo. Turn your head, snap your head, then go. But in your combat situation, that's not what you should do because that's telegraphing.
I agree.
So if you notice, this is what's interesting. Not to tout my own style, but we don't do that. That's not something that we do. It was actually a really funny thing that we do. And I did this in my Shodan test. Somebody grabbed me from behind. And as I turned, my whole arm comes up to block whatever punch, whether they're throwing a punch from the right or left, or it's a grab or whatever they're doing, that my arm was blocking, but the other arm came up at the same time. So as I turned and blocked, my other arm came out to strike. And so I did a pressure point strike to their chest and drove them to the ground. And, one of the jokes we make is like, well, never go tap Beefman on the back to turn him around.
Yeah. I know that from sleeping next to you for years. I mean, I used to go to touch you and you fucking hit me. Not on purpose.
And maybe that's why you're not getting any?
It was just a reflex.
It's a reflex. But I guess my point is, here's my point.
What's your point? Don't
waste all your time talking because they're not listening. And if they are listening, they're only absorbing a little bit of it. I prefer repetition. I think repetition is, here's what they would do, right? Here, in my little throwback to Tung Sudo for both instructors, actually. And for the one instructor, I think he just probably isn't a good instructor. And the other one, I know he's a good instructor. The one who's not that good of an instructor is a much higher rank, though. But anyway, the one who's the better instructor, he just practices repetition. He's like, here's repetition, repetition, repetition. And then if you were going to learn a form, he'd show you the form a few times. You go through the form. You have the general idea of the form down. And then he goes to other people. And you just keep practicing that form, whether it's right or wrong. And then he comes back to you and he adjusts it. And then you just keep practicing that over and over again. And then he comes back to you and he adjusts it. And that happens over again. So even if you're doing the wrong motions over and over again, you're still learning the motions. It may not be perfect. And then he comes and adjusts it, and he adjusts it, and he adjusts it. And we've done that a few times. And in a very short period of time, growth-wise, from one instructor to the next, I gained more from the second instructor than I did from the first instructor. Just as a general example, like how many forms do you know as a, first degree black belt in your style of karate? How many forms do you know?
I'm 8 or 9.
Okay. Do you know how many I know as the equivalent of your first level brown belt?
Hold on. I honestly, I'm guessing.
If you don't know, seriously, if you don't know how many forms you know as a black belt and as a sensei.
Rattle them off, Ronz. Rattle them off. Ready, go. How many?
No, I'm just.
Rattle them off.
I'm too tired right now.
Sanjin. No, those are.
Oh, whatever. I don't know.
That's a movement.
Whatever. Yeah, you should know Sanjin.
That's your first one. rattle them off.
Sanshin, because she
The
always
3
thinks
battles.
Shh, wait.
Seisan,
Wait. Start over.
Seru.
I didn't even get to count. But are you counting on your fingers? Because I was going to count, but I didn't.
Yeah, I am. God, jeez, I can't even think of the name now.
You don't even know the names of your forms. Oh, Ronz, you're in trouble now.
Yeah,
you're about to be belittled. Yeah.
Yeah, gee, what's different about today
like
so
seal?
far? Yeah, push it. Yeah.
Wow. So this is also the problem of you telling people to listen to this podcast. See, now they're going to know that you don't even know how many forms you know. You can't even name them, and you're a sensei.
We love you, Ronz. We love you. We love you.
I'd probably get named if I had more sleep. And you know what? What the hell? You're right.
Wait, if you filled them
tattooed and blued.
If you had more sleep, he's making it. They should be ingrained in your head because you've done them 50 million fucking times.
Right. I screwed up. Right. Just get the dildo of shame and beat me with it.
There he goes talking about dildos. See, Ronz in his underlying.
Okay, so you know how many I know?
How many?
13.
I was gonna say 12 or 13.
Awesome for you.
Yeah, but there's my say. There's like, okay, can I do 13 perfectly? Probably not now because I haven't done it on a regular basis. But how many was I trained on at the level of what's the equivalent of your first level brown belt? I know 13 forms.
Whoa.
Yeah, and there 13. Was a lot more to learn before black belt.
Whoa.
That's sarcasm. Ronz is showing his sarcasm ass.
No, but I'm telling you that the level of growth by repetition. That was by repetition.
No, I get it. I really do. I get it.
Yeah, we didn't stand around and talk more than
somebody wasn't talking to us the whole time.
Yeah, I get it. I really do.
As a matter of fact, not only were we not being talked to the whole time, there could be 3 or 4 groups going at the same time for one instructor who's managing all the 3 or 4 groups who are all doing different things.
Yeah.
And not talking the entire time.
You're absolutely right.
And the attention span of even the children was better because of that lack of talk.
I agree with you just to shut you up.
Oh, look at him.
Don't get offended. Don't get offended.
He's getting all butthurt. That's all right.
Well, you know what? This is what we'll do. We will have a martial arts talk. I will invite, and we're going to do it. Listeners of the Great Slaptail Nation, you have not requested it, but you're going to get it anyway.
That's how it works.
We're going to do a martial arts series. I'm going to invite various martial artists onto the podcast. It's going to be me and the Ronz. Swan's optional. She doesn't have to join us.
We get Little Power Donut on too.
I mean, you would have to set it up and not fuck it up, Ronz, so you can actually have a splitter for both. You can't talk over her continuously.
Or while we're talking. You're
absolutely right.
Or while we're talking. So I will invite some martial artists. If you, listeners of the Great Slaptail Nation, if you know a martial artist that you would like to hear you talk from, you can always email us at slaptailsquad@gmail.com. You can always message us on Instagram or Facebook, or you can message us on our website, and that is what is it, Ronz?
Slaptailnation.com.
Slaptailnation.com. And
that's
by the way,
right.
Like I said, I'd like to thank everybody for listening. We are coming up. This is episode number 93. We're coming up on episode, I believe it's 93. Let me just ask the producer of our show. Is it episode 9? Yeah, it's 93. Let me ask the editor of our podcast also. What do you think? Yeah, it's we're coming up on episode 93.
Well, no.
Not you,
the showrunner. Let me ask the showrunner. What episode are we coming? It's 93. Okay.
You have to do different voices.
Let me ask the sound engineer. The sound engineer. Yeah, it's still episode.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Do you think that we could get Chuck Norris on our podcast?
Listen, last time I tried to get people on the podcast, the B-Man told me to stop.
Well,
although they weren't coming on anyway, I did try to.
I was trying to bring in the Chuck Norris jokes and memes and all the things that.
Well, let me just say that I'm gonna send the invitation out there. If you've got anybody, if you want us to reach out to them, if you know of anybody, go ahead and have them come on. They have to listen to the podcast and realize that it's just a bunch of idiots talking. I can safely say for me personally, I don't know any experts in martial arts. The closest person I know is probably the guy who taught us in Tung Sudo. And then, of course, my sensei, who would admit that he is not an expert, just as I am not an expert, but we are merely scholars of martial arts. Unlike the Ronz, who's a martial artist.
Martial arts practitioner.
No,
He has now changed
He
what he is
changed
now.
his,
He's now a martial arts practitioner. He's no
Whatever.
longer a martial artist. But that's what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to extend that invitation out there and see who I can get. I'll probably get some novices too. I know of. I think that who was on the last podcast with us he would like to talk martial arts also.
And I feel
that'd be
like
cool.
novice
Maybe
information
we
would
can
be
get
good
him
because
on.
maybe they could tell us what they actually want. Like Ronz
Yeah, maybe they could
isn't
say that people
talking,
should shut the fuck up and not to talk all the
or
time.
yeah.
Excessive talking. Excessive talking.
I agree.
But hey, who am I? You know what I should do, Swan?
What?
No, I can't do it. I
What?
was going to say I should do this, but I can't.
What?
I was going to say that, well, at our dojo, we can take whatever class we want.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I should take karate for a few weeks just to see what it's like.
You should.
And you know what?
And Ronz could be your
the-
instructor. Ronz could be your senpai.
Yeah, and on top of that, I'll tell you what, B-Man, let's work this
No,
out.
I'll tell you what.
No,
Oh,
I'll
wait,
tell you
this is
what.
a Ronz challenge. He's going to say he's going to take
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu.
this is a wrong challenge.
Is this like
I'll set it up where I'll take one of your classes.
Not just one.
And
You
you
can't
instruct me.
do it just once. That's
All right.
like
Well, I've got obligations.
And don't ask for so many classes, Swan, because I really don't want to take karate. But
I'm not going to
But
you said a
let's
couple
set it up
weeks,
for-
so
Yeah, well, I've got obligations. I'm training people right now. But,
ooh, hoity-toity.
however, you and I will swap classes. I'll get on my white belt. I don't mind wearing that, and you get on yours.
Why would you mind wearing it?
I would no. The thing is, I would rather. And I've offered
Why would you mind wearing it?
No, I wouldn't. I would love to come over to your side
the dark
because
side.
I've always been interested in what you guys are doing. Unfortunately, the time has not allowed me to do it.
Hmm. Well, if you do it, it has to be a day that I'm there, for one thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'll set it up with
Okay,
my
but
instructor.
how many classes do we have to do? That's my question. How many do
All
I
right,
have to do?
we'll work
Swan,
that
how
out.
many do I have to do? I don't want to do a bunch.
4?
Oh, that's a lot. 4. Holy shit.
Well, you
I mean,
can't
by then.
you
4. I'll have learned 5 of their forms by then.
probably.
Well, we'll see. However, I know that training with one of your other students, your stance are a little wider, and I would have to break some. I would add to my repertoire of how to
Get hurt.
do
You'd
stuff
have
for
to
you.
learn
Yeah,
your right from your left, just the same as you did before.
How to tolerate,
I
Good
would.
job.
of how to tolerate pain. You'll have to learn how to tolerate pain.
Ooh,
I
makes
would.
me want to vomit. Not gonna lie. Like
All right. Well, then I guess we have issued that challenge. 4 is a lot of classes.
that's
How
not
about
a
2?
lot. No,
How about
because it's
2?
Well,
gonna take Ron
I-
at least 2 to like learn how to walk on the mat.
I mean, Ron's class is going to be like this brief workout for me is about all it's going to be.
Fantastic.
Okay, how about 3?
I
We can
will-
compromise and say 3.
No. Let's go with an even 4.
Okay.
All right, guys. I hate to
We
cut
agreed
this
to
short,
4?
but
What the fuck? I didn't agree to 4.
we'll work this out.
We'll
I have to
talk
get.
about it. We'll have to talk about it.
Yeah, I have to get to the bank because they're about to close at 2.
All right. Well, that's it for me, the Beef Man. Thanks everyone for joining. Thanks for listening.
Think of those
We
little
appreciate
things.
all of
Think
you.
of those little things.
These
Like
little
how
things,
much
and let them make you happy. Don't let life get you
and how much
down.
you love
Don't
it.
let it get you down.
Think
To
of
the
it.
Swan and the Beef Man, you guys are personal friends of mine. I appreciate you guys. And what you did for the little powdered donut today will not be forgotten. Thank you. You let her vent, and I think that's going to make her happy.
Well, good.
Bye.
Good luck
From
to
the
you. I hope so.
Swan.
And from the Ronz, deeply appreciated for you too. Hey.
Adios, mooch fuckos. End of podcast.